What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave, and welcome to your weekly baseball awesomeness. That's right, it's Touch 'em All, your weekly baseball show. We talk about everything going on in the greatest sport on dirt. And joining me, as always, my co-host, my hitting instructor, my good buddy, the abstract, the man, the mound of muscle, the human Adonis, Jeff, the Huff. I have no more school for the semester, Huffman. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, today's a good day. Today is a very good day.
Huffman's in an extra happy mood today.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Let's recap. The St. Louis Blues, winners. The St. Louis Cardinals, winners.
Walk-off winners.
Walk-off winners. Walk-off winners. And no more school for Huffman. Winner.
Yes. Yes.
It's a good day. Oh,
yes,
I'm messing with my camera. Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
There we go. All right, so we got all kinds of stuff to get into. Finally, we have a pretty damn good week in baseball as far as stories. We've had some great play early on in the season, but finally some really, really good stories this week to talk about. We're going to talk about the Chicago domination and not just the National League anymore. I've got to talk very kindly about those White Sox, which if you know me and you know this show, is never easy for me to do. But I'm going to give the White Sox quite a bit of credit because they're playing some damn good baseball. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about fallen angels and that whole terrible and getting worse by the day situation over there.
Yeah, that's
in Los Angeles of Anaheim. We're going to talk about why you should never, and The Rock means never, run on Yasiel Puig. But we're going to start the only place we can start. This is one of my favorite meltdowns on in a Major League Baseball field since George.
Very well warranted.
Oh, God, it was so good. If you haven't seen it by now, David Ortiz lost his friggin' mind. I mean, it went ballistic, but I'm going to paint this out for you so you can understand if you haven't seen it yet. I'm going to paint this picture, and I'm going to give you I'm going to talk more about this than you thought was humanly possible, because let me tell you what I did, Jeff. I watched the entire game on the Boston feed, and then I watched the entire game again on the New York feed, okay? Just because I knew how bad the umpire was. This guy was so bad throughout the game. I heard all these things about this dude. Ron Culpa is his name. I wish he'd do a Mea Culpa. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. But this dude was awful. Awful. And I wanted to get reactions from both sides, so that's what I did. I watched both sides of this. But first, what you know about it, what do you think of David Ortiz and his meltdown?
Again, it was very well warranted. I mean, you can make the argument that that 3-1 pitch. I mean, it was close. Okay, it was close. The McCann and who was pitching? Betances? No,
it was Miller. Let me set the
Miller.
Yeah, let me set the picture here.
Yeah.
Bases loaded. Top of the ninth, which is it's in New York, so it's the last ups for Boston. All right. David Ortiz at the bat, 2 outs. He steps in there. He's already hit a home run tonight. David Ortiz is having a fantastic career. Andrew Miller, right now, the best relief pitcher on the Yankees, bar none. The dude is just filthy. He's having a great year. The count goes to 3-1. Ortiz, all he's got to do is take another little bit of a ball here, and the game is tied, right? On the 3-1, it looked like it was supposed to be a fastball in. McCann got completely...
McCann was expecting fastball.
Yeah, he was expecting fastball. Looked like in. He ended up getting slider away, and it completely crossed him up bad. And the way McCann reacted, it looked like an egregiously outside of the zone ball. But by K-Tracker and all that stuff and cameras, it actually looked like it could easily be called a strike. Not totally bad. However, in that situation, I don't know how the umpire calls it a strike, but he does. Ortiz gets animated.
Because usually they call it based on where the catcher's glove is at.
Yes, framing has become a big thing in Major League Baseball. But so when the 3-1 pitch gets called a ball, or a strike, excuse me, to make it 3-2, Ortiz loses his shit. Farrell comes running out. He knows that Ortiz cannot get ejected here. So Farrell goes even more ballistic, so he gets ejected instead of Ortiz. Great piece of managing. Farrell did the right thing here. Brilliant piece of managing. Ortiz gets calmed down by Hanley Ramirez, who was on deck, calming him down. They're talking all kinds of stuff to calm him down. Poppy spits in his hand, slaps his hands together, does the whole thing, steps back in because he's a pro. He's a pro. The next pitch is about 6 inches low, and the guy, this mea culpa, goes and rings up David Ortiz.
It was pretty obvious that it was low.
It was low.
I don't like to bash umpires because, again, I mean, I know how hard it is, but that wasn't even close, man.
It's a tough job. It was a long game. It was over 3 hours. It was a very long game. But Ron Culpa, according to Stats Tracks and K-Zone and all that stuff, he called the 7th worst game in Major League Baseball this year. He had 31 mistakes. 31 mistakes on balls and strikes. Now, I know that's subjective, and depending on K-Zones, whether you want to believe it or not, but 31 is a big number. It's a lot. Now, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Now, does it clarify on each miss how much he missed by according to each individual strike zone?
Quite a bit.
It does account for every.
It was accounting for variance on the last pitch, for example. He missed by 6 inches. That ball was 6 inches underneath the strike zone.
Now, what's kind of the mean here of what he's missing by?
The entire game by more than 2 inches. I mean, he was so wildly inconsistent the entire game.
Now that's the thing right there. That's the thing right there. I'm okay if you're going to call it a little bit off the plate, or even if you're going to squeeze him a little bit, as long as you're consistent.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask for is consistency. And obviously, what you're reading off here on the stats, Mr. Culpa there, he was pretty far from that.
He was,
and that's where you're going to lose a lot of respect.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Patrick Lynn just said something very weird. He said, "This is the reason why baseball is losing its luster." Actually, baseball is more popular than it's been in the since the strike.
No. This brings up the luster because it gives us something to talk about.
Yes, it does.
Makes the game more exciting.
But nonetheless, David Ortiz strikes out. I think there was 1 out, not 2 outs. I believe
1 out because I think Hanley struck out. I think Hanley got rung up on a questionable one too.
Yeah, it was 1 out because Ortiz walks to the bench which we didn't talk about yet. He walks to the bench. He doesn't say a word to the umpire. He murmurs under his breath, and then he gets thrown out of the goddamn game. He gets told by the bench coach. You can see the bench coach tap him on the shoulder, say, "You just got rung." Ortiz loses his fucking mind, goes full on George Brett, charges the umpire. To the credit of the umpire, to Culpa's credit, he did not move, which I'm sorry if David Ortiz, blackest thing on the friggin' field, was charging me. I'm turtling. Okay, I'm sorry. That's scary.
I mean, you could probably outrun Ortiz though.
Yeah, I'm gonna cane away from fucking Ortiz. I doubt it, but maybe.
No, Ortiz doesn't really have working wheels.
No, he doesn't have wheels. That's true.
I give you a chance. I think he can outrun.
Fighting chance, but if he catches me, I'm dead. Fuck that shit. But well,
that's why you got a cane. You can hit him with it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think it would just make him angry. I don't want to mess with David Ortiz. I just do not.
True. It might just break over him.
He's scary. And this was terrifying because he went absolutely apoplectic. It was wonderful, man. George Brett would be so proud of this because I thought George Brett, the only difference is if a guy wouldn't have got between George Brett and the umpire as fast as he did, George Brett would have decked him because George Brett was that type of guy.
And he says that too. He was going to.
Yeah, he was going to hit him.
He said he was going to. I forget who it was. Basically put him in a sleeper.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Ortiz didn't look like he was going to punch him, but it certainly looked like it was in the back of his mind.
Oh yeah,
and it was awesome. It was one of the best meltdowns I've ever seen. And usually I'm going to yell at a player. I'm going to get on a player's ass because it's unprofessional and, you shouldn't do that stuff. In this case, I don't know, man. The Culpa was so horrible at what he did.
Right.
It was a terrible game. It seemed like Boston got a lot of the ass end of the calls, but he was equally bad on both sides. So I guess there is a little consistency
The Yankees got a gift they desperately needed.
They did. And they got a little bit of a jolt because they came out today and they put on 8 and an ass whooping on Boston today. So
yeah, but in that ballpark, I think you and I could go up there and put up 8.
yeah, that's very true. Well, neither one of us are lefties, though.
Oh,
if we were Deadpool lefties, maybe. Oh no,
That's true.
yeah. That's what we want to be. Yeah. I'm a Deadpool hitter on the right side.
Unless you're Giancarlo Stanton, and you can just do whatever you want.
Very true. What do you hit a 485-foot home run? Is something like that?
485, 490, something ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And yet, your organization is a joke.
Oh, it is. It is. And I feel absolutely terrible for Giancarlo Stanton. But what are you going to do? I mean, you can trade him, even with the contract and whatever kind of mess it is.
Oh, somebody will take him.
Somebody would take him. But they're going to ask for God's ransom to move him.
Right, because we all know how well the Marlins are at making front office moves.
Good point. Good point. Patrick Lynn said it was 475. Still, absolute monster.
Okay, so it wasn't hit into space. It was just only hit the Mount Everest. Okay.
Yeah, then not so bad. Almost hit the stratosphere, but not quite. Not quite. It was it's been a hell of a week. And that David Ortiz thing was just the capper of it. A big story, and for me, the biggest story of the week has been the Cubs' stranglehold on the National League Central, or not just the Central, but the entire National League.
They're good. They're good.
They're good. They're finally beating good teams too.
Yeah, they are.
Because now they're not. Now they're not just beating the teams they should beat. They're beating everybody, and they've already taken 2 of the weekend set against the Nationals, and in pretty impressive fashion. Right now, I think the game is. I believe Washington's up right now in the game. I had to go away from it to do this show.
Give it time.
Showing my dedication. Joseph Martin's about to get banned because he's such an idiot. But let me tell you something, Joe Martin. This show's not about you. You know why I don't say anything? It's not because your comment got to me. It's because you're so insignificant to me, you little fucking troll, that I'm not going to make my show about you. So here's your timeout, just like you want. Let me feed you. Here you go. Go on timeout, little boy, and shut the fuck up. All right, back to important stuff. Joe Martin. Joe Martin goes over to goddamn Tommy C. And every time I talk to Tommy C about Joe Martin, he's like, "Oh, Joe Martin's such a good person." He does. No, Joe Martin's a piece of shit.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it the other day on In the Crease. He said, "Why?" You asked him why, when you call in the Crease, that your calls are good.
Yes, unbelievable. And all he does here is troll me, and call in and give me shit. And he wonders why I don't like him. But anyway, I digress. So the Cubs doing their thing in the National League, they're just really impressive. We talked about the Cubs so much, and it's been wonderful. I'm really enjoying what they're doing. But going over to the White Sox for a moment, because I'm really impressed with what they're doing. They really surprised me a lot. I was not expecting them to be this good.
The fact that their pitching isn't giving up 15 runs a game.
Yes. The pitching staff is legit. Legit. I'm a little worried offensively for them because they're not doing anything spectacular offensively as a team. Nothing great. I mean, Todd Frazier's got 7 dongs, but he's also hitting 191. So it's like, I don't know. When you're around the Doza line, do we really want to
take what you want on that?
Yeah. I don't know how much.
Little Miggy's starting to get that average up a little bit.
Yeah. But they're in first place. And there's only 2 teams in all of baseball that have 20 wins, Cubs and White Sox. And I hate the White Sox. However, I'm impressed. You've impressed me. so far. But let me ask you this, Huffman. You feel free to answer this as honestly as you want. Of the two teams, the White Sox and the Cubs, who do you think is going to maintain this?
Is that an actual question? Like,
it is. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cubs on this one, just because I'm still waiting for the White Sox pitching to die.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't see Quintana keeping up a 1.40 ERA.
No.
Rodon has a bit. I mean, Rodon's 1-4 with a 4.36.
Yeah.
Matt Latos is 5-0. 5-0.
We're talking about a guy who's been released twice in the past.
He played for 4 teams in the last year.
Yes.
Played for 4 teams in the last year. You got Randy Johnson on the White
Chris
Sox.
Sale is for real.
Doing Randy Johnson things.
He's for real, man. Chris Sale is.
That dude's an ace.
He's the second best pitcher in baseball right now. Right behind Mr. Arrieta.
It's a shame because he has played for the White Sox for so long that people don't take notice on him.
Yeah, well, because nobody goes to the games. Even though the White Sox are winning, they're still towards the bottom of the league in attendance. I think I actually want to check that if I can, because I would love to know where. Because I want to, if I can shit on them for some reason, I'm going to, because that's just what I do.
I mean, you could look at some of their hitters, like you said. Frazier hitting 191.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, you got Adam Eaton hitting about 200. Brett Lawry's hitting a nice 288 there.
Yeah.
Jose Abreu's only hitting 243, but you know what you're going to get out of him.
Let me give you an example of why it's disgusting. The White Sox are the top team in the American League, second best team in all of baseball. Guess where they are in attendance this year, Jeff?
The White Sox?
Yes.
I'm going to say at least in the bottom third.
Bottom third, yes. 27th. 27th.
Okay. Now, hold on. This could be fun because I want to guess who's going to be last.
Yeah. Guess who the 3 teams beneath them are.
Okay. I'm going to name 3 teams. Don't tell me if I'm right until I name all 3.
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Colorado.
Okay.
And Cincinnati, Colorado. Who's gonna be my last one? Who's gonna be my Cincinnati, Colorado, Miami?
You're wrong on all 3.
Really?
In fact, Colorado is 12th right now.
Really?
Yes.
Every time I see that place, it's empty. So I'm sorry.
There's excitement in Colorado right now. The way that those kids are playing.
That's true. I mean, yeah, you have a stud over there at third base and Arenado.
Yeah.
So.
Cincinnati and Miami are 24th and 25th. The 3 teams that are underneath the White Sox are Oakland.
Okay.
Tampa Bay. I don't know why you didn't guess Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know.
And the bottom team in the league at averaging 14,000 fans a game.
I'm sorry.
It's a storyline from a movie, the Cleveland Indians.
The Cleveland Indians.
The Cleveland Indians, dead last. But the White Sox at 27th, they're averaging 18,000. Comparatively, the Cubs are 6th, and a little bit of a surprise there. They're averaging 37,000, but they've also been playing in 30-degree weather a lot of the time. Would you like to take a stab at the number 1 team, which should not be a surprise?
Number 1 team?
Yes.
Well, the Cardinals are always up there, but
they're up there, but it's not them.
Yeah, I was just somehow, even though they don't show up until the 4th inning. The Dodgers are always up there. But then you got the Red Sox and the Giants are real good too.
The Giants are there, but you mentioned the team. It is the Dodgers. The Dodgers, warm weather shouldn't be a surprise. 46,757 a game. Hoofa. That's crazy.
See, the Cleveland one surprised me because they're not abysmal.
They're not, but that team does. Like Cleveland, when it's still cold there too. They don't care.
It is Cleveland.
Yeah.
And plus the Cavaliers are in the playoffs. So
yeah. Yeah, so that's going to be it for
Isn't
that.
Isn't that arena literally right past left field of Progressive Field?
Yeah, it might be.
The Cavs play?
It might be.
I don't know. I could have guessed Atlanta too because they're marching out a single A team.
Yeah.
Guess that.
Jay Davis, for some reason, he's going absolutely crazy in the chat. Hey, fuck you, Hiffman. He misspelled your name. That's funny. The White Sox have a much better chance of winning the title than the Cubs. Than the Cubs, because we've done it before and they haven't. Well, we've done it before. It's just been 108 years. To be fair. I don't know. I'm going to giggle White Sox fans are so nasty. This is why I don't like the White Sox. Look how I came on the show, giving credit, and what does this motherfucker do? He goes crazy. He goes ham. You know why? Because White Sox fans have something fundamentally wrong with them. It's okay. It's all right. But look,
anyway,
my biggest fear, in life, is the White Sox beating the Cubs in the World Series this year. I might kill myself, Jeff. I might kill myself. If there's anything that can get me to put a gun in my mouth, it would be that. So,
oh my God,
terrifying. But regardless, like I said, the White Sox and the Cubs playing unbelievably good baseball right now. Ooh, Cubs are threatening in the bottom of the sixth. Oh, they're within one run.
Always threatening.
Oh boy, this team is disgusting.
Not fair. It is not fair.
Nice pick up of Zobrist, by the way. Good
I was
Lord.
so happy when I saw that he was a free agent.
I was just about to pick him up.
I'm like, oh my God, thank you for whoever dumped him.
I was just about to pick him up. It was crazy. All right. So moving on from the kings of baseball in Chicago, let's talk about the opposite end of the spectrum for a team that the world is just not going right for. Those Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, who are in next to last place. They're just above the lowly Houston Astros in the West. The Angels, man, not good. Same problems as always with the offense. But now everybody's dying on the pitching staff. The latest, Mr. Richards, Tommy John surgery, done for the year. Tell me about the Angels, Jeff.
Yeah, they're done. I think they're pretty much done because again we talk about their lineup. It's really nothing outside of Trout, Pujols, and you could probably throw Calhoun in that mix also.
Yeah, Calhoun's a good player.
Calhoun's a nice little player, but outside of those three in that lineup, they have pretty much nothing.
They can't score.
And I really wasn't crazy about their starting pitching to begin with. I mean, Garrett Richards is pretty good.
He's been pretty good this year up until he got hurt.
I like Garrett Richards, but I mean, he's not that, I don't feel like I'm guaranteed to win when Richards goes out there and pitches. And then, because right now with Richards going down, they only have 3 actual starters in the rotation. You got how do you say it? Tropiano? I can never say the dude's name.
Finally, we found a name that you can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Usually it's me who messes that up.
Yeah, well, there's too many vowels in the name.
Tropiano.
Yeah, sure. Tropiano. There we go. We're gonna go with that. Tropiano.
That sounds good.
You got him. You got Hector Santiago, who's inconsistent for him, and then you got Jared Weaver throwing batting practice fastballs.
Yeah, 70 miles an hour, 65 miles.
I could go to the batting cages right now and hit a Jared Weaver fastball.
Probably.
And they just brought up Corey Rasmus for a spot start last night, and I'm pretty sure they lost last night, right? Because Archer was disgusting.
Yeah, they lost last night.
Yeah, Archer was disgusting. Oh my God, Archer made Pujols just look. Oh my God, it was.
I just reacquired.
I thought of that too. I saw Archer going off. I'm like, Dave just raped Chris Archer from Joe Martin.
I just reacquired him. It was pretty wonderful. Here's the thing, man. There's a few bright spots on this team. Offensively, not many. There are a few. Like we said, Trout is Trout. He's still one of the top 5 players in the league. Albert Pujols is dying a slow death, hitting 202 with only a 287 on base percentage. It looks like he's.
How many bombs has he got?
He's got 6.
That's it. I thought he had 5 or 6. Like, so
He
he
got
can
6.
he's still showing he can drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
But when your lineup has absolutely nothing else there other than Trout, I mean, that's just you can't have that.
Well,
You can't
right now
have
they're
that,
they're being headed by Trout, Calhoun, and Escobar. Escobar's having a nice season right now, but other than that, there's really nothing going on here. So my question to you is, after this year, things are not going to get better for the Angels. There's not a whole hell of a lot of help in the farm system. This team is getting older. So here's the question, man, and there's been all kinds of stories written on it. Should the Angels actually consider moving Mike Trout?
No, because I think you can still build a team around him. You do have some pieces. You do have some pieces on. He's the best player in the game.
Well, I'm going to go with Harper on that, but he's close enough to where I won't argue.
Okay, 1 and 1A.
Sure.
You got 1 and 1A there. He's still young enough where you can build a team around him. What is he? 24? He's 25,
24,
right?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He still hasn't hit his prime yet. You still have some time to build a team around him because it's not like the old days where it takes like 5 or 6 years to rebuild a team unless you're the Miami Marlins and you're constantly rebuilding. Yeah. He's still young enough where you can build a team around him. You still have some pieces there that people will take. I'm sure you could get something for Calhoun. If you can find, I'm sure someone will still take the great Albert Pujols.
Nobody's taking Pujols. Not with that contract. Nobody can take him. He's unmovable.
Not even an American League team.
He's unmovable.
Well, keep in mind that the Angels are paying the Rangers, or they're paying Josh Hamilton to play for the Rangers.
I mean, that's true. That's true. But
I see what you're saying though. And the way contracts
Albert's
are going up
36
nowadays,
or something, and he's probably actually 46. I mean,
I'm just saying the way contracts are going up nowadays. I mean, people are going to be less hesitant to go to make those big offers and stuff.
I think Albert has a no trade clause anyway. I don't think he'd want to be moved because I think that was one of the reasons why he picked that club, and for as long as he did, is because he's going to be a part of that franchise for a while. Even after he retires. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I really would be surprised if somebody were to take him on because they're not taking the money. The Angels would have to eat every dime of it.
I get what you're saying. Well, they're eating pretty much every dime from Josh Hamilton. So
yeah, I get that. They're not going to want to eat.
I never said the Angels were good at making logical decisions.
Yeah, but we're talking about rebuilding this club, and if they want to rebuild this club, they can't get rid of Calhoun. They can't they can't make these things. So I'm actually going to go the opposite way. I think they should actively try to trade Mike Trout because of what they can get back for him. They can easily ask for any team in the league's top 3 prospects and potentially a major league ready player, and they'll fucking get it.
That's true.
They will get it. They will get your top 3 prospects and a major league already ready player easily. And maybe more, because that's how good Mike Trout is. Can you imagine if a team that could make this trade, like, I don't know, the aforementioned Chicago Cubs, they got the pieces.
No, they don't need that. They don't need that. The 27 Yankees do not need Mike Trout. You have enough. Okay?
I'm just saying.
Let other people have fun.
I'm just saying that's a team that can consider, because if they were to get Mike Trout, this team might not lose again this year. So it's pretty damn impressive what Mike Trout has done.
I mean, again, looking at their roster, I mean
there's nothing here.
I mean, there's really not. You can maybe get a bucket of balls for Yunel Escobar.
Yeah. And he's 33. He's 33 years old. So it's not. This is just a bad situation. That
all Craig Gentry can do is run. That's all he can do.
Yeah, they've had opportunities over the past few years. They've had chances to have this team in contention, and they've brought in Nobody. They tried to at Hamilton. I'll give them that. But nothing else has worked out. I mean, they have not made moves that they need to make. And now with the pitching staff dying, you have to blow up this team. Full on blowout.
Yeah, but again, what are you going to get for it?
Mike Trout, whatever you ask for.
Well, Mike Trout, you might get God. So
Yes.
I mean,
yeah,
you might get that. But other than that, I mean, you're really not going to get a whole lot here. I will like to say there's one move that I did like that they made, and that is sending Randall Grichuk over here.
Yeah,
so thank you for that.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was taking one pick before Mike Trout, by the way?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The funny thing is the farm system is so bad for the Angels right now. It's because of moves like getting rid of guys like Randall Grichuk for mind-blowing. Like, why? I don't understand. But things are not looking good for them. And this is a division, too, that was winnable. This is a division that really is winnable. Seattle finally starting to get on their horse and playing. They're leading the division. But nobody else is really playing all that well.
Houston fell down the steps.
Yeah, Houston's done. Houston is convincing me more and more that they're not going to recover this year. Fucking A, the Cubbies, man, getting the goddamn lead up 5-4 in the end of the sixth. The Cubs just don't stop. They just don't stop, Jeff. They don't stop. Can you believe that they might take all 4 games from Washington? Oh, my God. I'm giddy, Huffman.
You have every right to be.
My nipples are really hard. So amazing. So amazing. Just absolutely mind-boggling. Oh, my God. Just they don't stop. All right. I got one more little thing I want to talk about. And then, Huffman, I know you got some stuff.
Okay.
Yasiel Puig. All right. I had a...
Are you talking about that cannon that plays for right field for the Dodgers?
Yes, that's the guy I'm talking about. The guy who probably is going to get arrested because he had a cannon grafted onto his body. He threw out Darwin Barney, former Cub, at third base, which I still contest is one of the hardest throws to make in all of baseball. It's a difficult throw. He gunned his ass down like it was nothing. He might be one of the greatest arms I've ever seen. Not just in right field, in baseball. This guy...
Better than Vladdy?
He's right there with him. Ankiel, too. Ankiel had a fucking cannon as well. I was a big fan.
Oh, yeah. The two throws at Coors Field from dead center.
Arguably two of the greatest throws in the history of baseball.
Dead on. Yeah. Troy Gloss just held his glove up there the whole time. Just slapped the tag down. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. People
may not appreciate the old timers as much as they used to, but for me, Puig is there with guys like Clemente, like Mays, who had these. Yeah, that's the type of arm I feel this kid has.
Turned 85, by the way, Willie Mays, yesterday.
Yes, he did. Still alive. Wow.
He looks good for 85. He does look good.
He does. You think Barry Bonds is helping him with any health tips? Take this, you'll live forever.
Right.
It's crazy what Puig is doing. Oh, Jay Davis going crazy. He's going David Ortiz in the chat. Holy shit. Jay Davis, I'm sick of Dave disrespecting my White Sox. And Jeff, I can't believe you let a Cubs fan whose team hasn't won in God knows how long, 108 years, fucko, talk about our O-U-R, attendance. This is ridiculous. All I said was it's disgraceful that a first-place ball club, second-best team in all of baseball, is 27th in the league. That's all I said.
Hey, don't give your hate towards me. I mean, I'm just in the middle of this, just watching it and just thoroughly enjoying it. The banner between you, it's just wonderful. But I don't have any actual flaming hate for the Cubs.
Yeah.
I don't wish they would die.
Yeah.
Like Dave does to the White Sox.
Yes. I don't hate the Cardinals like I hate the White Sox. I have respect for the Cardinals because it's a well-run organization that always competes. and they're respectful, unless they're swiping information.
Unless some guy goes rogue and tries to hack the Houston Astros.
Huffman controlling the narrative.
Unless some guy acting on his own.
Sure, maybe. As we know so far.
As we know. That's all that matters is what we do know.
But I thought I was really nice to the White Sox today. I thought I was very nice. I talked about him. I gave some props.
That's what you get for being nice.
Right?
Nice guys finish last.
Right? I should have known better. Being nice to the White Sox is just something you shouldn't do. God looks down upon it, and I'm probably going to hell. And I think I committed a sin by doing it. But you know what? I thought I'd be fair. But fuck fair and fuck the White Sox. I just spit on my arm, but you know what? Fucking worth it. Anyways, I digress. Don't run on Yasiel Puig. He will gun you down.
It will not end well.
It will not end well. It will not. Bryce Harper had a nice one too. He threw out.
He's got a nice laser for an arm himself.
He's got a nice arm. All right, so that's all I have. What do you got for me, Huffman?
Okay, so watching the Cardinals take 3 of 4 from the Phillies pretty much proved all along, while the Phillies have played good baseball up to this point.
Yeah.
That series just clearly showed me why they are a mirage.
Yes.
Why it will not hold up. Because they cannot hit.
They can't.
They do not score a lot of runs at all. It's a lot like the Cardinals from last year. It is. Only the pitching's not, unhittable. Like the Cardinals.
No, they give it up 123 runs this year. Not good.
Yeah,
not good.
But the Phillies do have some. They do have some nice arms. The Velasquez, he's 4-1 with a 2.17. He's looked incredible. Aaron Nola blanked us 1-0. Michael Walker throws eight innings, and the only mistake he makes is giving up a home run to Ryan Howard, who absolutely murders us at home.
Hard luck Walker, man. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, but I mean, oh geez.
And there's even more pitching coming for Phillies because they got some good arms in that Hamill deal. They got some real good arms. So I like what the Phillies.
I mean, the pitching's keeping them afloat right now because the Phillies, they do not score a lot of runs at all. I checked a couple days ago. I want to say this was like Wednesday when I checked this, so this very well could have changed. They were like 4th from the bottom.
Yeah, they're 27th in the league right now.
Yeah, okay, so they're pretty much in the same spot. They only had like, what was it? How many runs do they have now?
94.
94. Okay, they were in the high 70s when I checked the other day.
27th in runs, 29th in batting average, 222 as a team. Ugh. 30th and on base at 284 and 362 in slugging. They're just not a good offensive team.
No, they're not.
Just not good.
No, they are not. I will say, Odubel Herrera, that guy's finally showing what he's capable of. Because you heard me hyping up this
on
guy.
Base, yeah.
You heard me hyping up this guy last year, actually.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I will give you full on credit for that one. Yes, you were.
That dude can absolutely rake, and see Billy Hamilton, just get on base.
Yeah. I don't know if he's as fast as Billy Hamilton. Nobody's as fast as Billy Hamilton.
Well, I mean, Herrera can move a little bit.
He can move.
Look what you can do when you can get on base. And Ryan Howard, even though he's only hitting 191, he's got 7 bombs. He's still showing that he's got the pop. And when Ryan Howard's going right, he's actually driving the ball to left center.
Yeah, but he's like I think you just said it too. He's hitting 191.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a 253 on base percentage. Let's not praise the man too much yet. 7 home runs is nice, but
it kind of boils down to the same problem with the Angels. Yeah. You can have a guy hitting 191 if you have a lineup that can make up for that, you get production through pretty much every spot in that lineup, like Chris Davis and the Orioles.
Yes, very true.
Phillies are not like the Orioles.
No, and the funny thing is that division is really good. So they're 16-14. That division is really good. Aside from Atlanta, 7-21, abysmal.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about them. They're really bad, and they're just an embarrassment.
Yeah, I agree.
Major league team.
But the rest of that division is above 500. Nobody else in baseball can say that. The Marlins are 16-12. The
Too bad no
Marlins.
one's there. Too bad no one's there to see it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. The
No
Mets.
one was able to. No one was able to see the 490-foot bomb.
Yeah.
Or were they on the road?
They might have been on the road for that one.
I didn't see the home run. I haven't seen it yet.
Filthy. The Mets are the Mets are doing exactly what I thought they were going to. 2 weeks ago, I got blasted. You weren't here. I got blasted 2 weeks ago because I was talking about how Murphy, going to Washington and Neil Walker thing, how the Mets are missing Murphy, and I got blasted because somebody was like, "Are you not seeing what Neil Walker's doing?" And I said, "Look, man, look at Walker for his career, what he's done. He's not going to sustain this. Yes, the 9 home runs, it's a power surge for him, and it's nice, but it's not going to last." Since then, he's not hit another home run. His on-base percentage is below 300, and his batting average, which was like 343, is now down to 275. While Murphy, he's in the conversation for MVP right now. What's that?
You were wanting to say David, weren't you?
I did want to say David Murphy.
I do it every time also. I'm like, is it Daniel? Okay, yeah, it's Daniel.
Yeah,
David Murphy's the one who got the last out in the 2011 World Series.
Yes, he did. And this is crazy to me that this is even a discussion. The Mets need offense. The pitching, DeGrom and stuff, they're going to get that together. They're good young arms. They're going to get it together.
Harvey, you got to figure he's going to be better. He'll figure it out.
He's got to be. But it's offense. It's offense. So, up until this series with the Cubs, the Nationals have looked really, really good themselves. The Cubs are I can't even get on the Nationals because the Cubs are exposing everybody. The way that they're wearing out starting pitching, they're getting into your bullpen so early, it's almost unfair. They're walking like 13 times a game, Jeff. This is sick.
Hey, I do have one question on the Cubs though.
Yes,
Who's
sir.
playing right field?
Today it's Mr. Jason Hayward.
That was a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, he got hurt. He got hurt, so I thought that you were concerned.
Oh.
He missed a few games.
I don't want to see Jason Hayward get hurt. I like Jason.
He's not hitting. He's not hitting at all. He's doing his impression from last year, where he's not hitting.
Okay, so you can just expect him to hit 500 in the second half.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I am hoping. We'll see what happens with that situation. What else you got for me, Huffman?
Well, actually, it was a good point that you brought up Murphy because he perfectly ties into this. I saw a little stat today before the Cardinal game of 3 guys who have more extra base hits than strikeouts. Murphy being one of them. Yeah. I believe. I don't know what Murphy's done today. He's got 14 strikeouts on the year, and he had about, I think, 17 or 18 extra base hits. The other 2 guys that fall into this category, my boy, Aledmus Diaz, who is just absolutely raking at 402. Wow. I love it. He wasn't even supposed to be on the team.
I know. That's a nice story.
I love it. Oh, and who picked him up in fantasy?
I believe that would also be you.
I did. Absolute steal. Leave this guy in the lineup. I don't care if when Peralta comes back. Diaz needs to stay in the lineup. He's hitting 402, and he's had 92 at-bats. And then the third guy in that little stat there is Nolan Arenado. Again, who for some reason I don't know why people don't talk about this guy.
Nobody talks about him, and I don't get it either, Jeff. Because he's not just good now. He was great last year.
He does everything.
He does.
He does everything at an exceptional level.
He does. He really, really does. He's leading the league in home runs right now.
Oh yeah. I think it might just boil down to people not talking about him because he plays in Coors Field. And again, we bring this up pretty much every time we talk about him. He is better on the road.
Yeah. The dude he's absolutely disgusting. He's a great ball player. And just in case you need a reminder, right now he's hitting 308 with 12 dongs, 28 RBI, and 377 on base percentage. He's having himself a year. You
know who is leading the league in RBI though?
Yeah, him and Rizzo are tied.
No. First in the league in RBI.
Oh, Robbie Cano. Yeah.
Robbie Cano, don't you know?
Yeah, in all of baseball, not just the National League. But all
Yeah.
baseball, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Robbie
he's off
Cano.
to a nice start this year with 9 bombs, hitting a nice 286.
Considering I buried him, yeah.
Right. Yeah, you thought he was dead?
I thought he was done. Because he's probably 57.
That's true. That's true.
He's probably 57 years old.
That is pretty true.
So it's like, fuck. But yeah, the Seattle's been impressive. They've been really good this year. In a really weird division too. So I don't know. I like what he's doing. I really do like what Mr. Cano is doing. You got anything else for me, Huffman, before I go to phone calls?
Yeah, I got 2 more things here. 2 more
Sweet.
things. And obviously we're gonna go back to your Cubs, make you even more happy.
Yay!
And just Jake Arrieta's ERA, aside from the 6 wins,
yeah,
which that's impressive in itself that he's got 6 wins already. His ERA is .84. 0.84.
Would you like to say his whip?
Do you want to say it? Because I know it'll make you happy if you say it.
0.74.
No.
0.74.
That's not fair. Is he playing MLB The Show on Rookie? Is that what he's doing right now? Because that's what it looks like out there when this guy is on the mound.
It does seem that way.
Ever since the start of last year, it just looks like he's facing a bunch of toddlers.
Yeah,
he makes them look like a bunch of toddlers.
He controls.
We were talking about this earlier in the week that I think I may have found something that that's led to Arrieta's aside from the change of scenery, because we see that all the time. A change of scenery, guy, he rejuvenates his career. But if you look when Arrieta was pitching in Baltimore, if you go back and look, he would stand towards the first base side of the rubber. And when he was doing that, now he still had the nasty stuff in Baltimore, like we all talk about. We all knew he had the stuff. The stuff was just incredible. But when you're when he was on the first side of the rubber, I mean, he was missing outside a bunch.
Yeah.
Missing outside a bunch, and also the hitters were actually able to see his release point.
Yeah.
Because he was so far over to the left.
So they're picking up the ball much easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So when he comes to Chicago, he moves to the complete opposite side of the rubber. He's on the third base side now, and that's basically a whole 2-foot difference.
Yeah.
Now when he's pitching in Chicago, especially to right-handed hitters, they can't see that release point. And with his stuff, it makes it next to unhittable because he's got a mid-90s fastball that cuts in like 14 random directions. I mean, it just cuts ever so slightly, but it's enough that you never have an idea of what it's going to do, where it's going to go. It's so hard to hit, and when people do actually make contact, the amount of broken bats this guy gets.
Yeah, it
is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he said go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then his slurve, especially to right-handed hitters, just go up there and set the bat down and just hope that you walk, because that's really the only shot you have at this guy.
Try bunting. Just bunt against him. Fuck it. Yeah.
No, I'm not even going to do that. No, I'm going to go up to the plate and set my bat down and sit in the batter's box.
Just hope that maybe he hits your bat on accident. I don't know.
Right. You ever see the movie Rookie of the Year? I'm just going to go into that back corner and just stand there. Just stand there and maybe swing 5 seconds after ball 4.
You know what's really impressive about what he's doing is what you just talked about, from moving from one side to the other, is essentially the same as you're bowling, right? And you're on one side of the damn lane, like you're on the left hash of the arrows, and you're throwing it, and you're getting in the gutter, and somebody's like, "Here, move over to this side," and then you're hitting strikes. I think Bosio just went up to Arrieta and just said, "Hey, here's what I want you to do. Let's just move you over and see what happens." And you said that his stuff, because he's done this, has been next to unhittable. In the last 15 games, he's been unhittable actually twice. 2 no-hitters in the last 15 games. He's other fucking worldly, Jeff. His batting average against is 142.
If I had to guess that his own batting average is higher than that.
I think it is. I think it is. I don't even know how. It's like there's not enough superlatives. And Chris Sale has been amazing this year. Absolutely amazing. Maeda has been amazing this year. There's been some really good pitchers.
That's been a real good pickup for LA, Kenta Maeda.
Yeah, he has.
That's been really good.
Very, very good. But what Arrieta's doing, it's just otherworldly, man. It's just completely, it's awesome. It's just one of these things that it's becoming must-see television when he takes the mound. Just you have to see it. By the way, he's hitting 267 this year.
You know how many actual everyday players would take a 267?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh my.
I don't know at his age what type of money he's going to get. I don't know.
It sucks that he's, 31?
Yeah, he'll be like 31 going into next season, 32, something like that. He's probably still going to be looking for $200 million because that's what Scherzer got.
Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to get it. He will get it.
He's got to get it. He's got to get it. Scherzer got it. Scherzer's around the same age. And Arrieta he's at least as good as Scherzer was when Scherzer got that contract. But are the Cubs going to pay him? That's the question. Can you afford not to pay him if you're the Cubs? If the Cubs win the World Series this year, I think you can let him walk.
Everybody has money. They will pay him.
I hope so. If the Cubs win the World Series, I think it's a little bit.
We got a spot for you.
Right. I'm sure you would not mind at all. But if the Cubs win the World Series,
come back to your home state. Come back to your home state team.
Let's not get too crazy with that. I don't want to see that because then essentially it's Lackey for Lester and you would win that deal every time. So
yeah. It's just it's essentially Lackey for Arrieta. I mean,
Lackey was real good yesterday. By the way, 11 strikeouts for Lackey.
Jesus,
he was really good yesterday. You said you had one more. What else you got?
One more thing. We've seen a nice, not really nice. We've seen a little bit of a trend the last couple of years that strikeouts are going through the roof.
Yes.
And I saw this the other day that what was it, about 20 years ago, about late 80s, early 90s, the strikeouts per nine. I forget what season it was. I think it was like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
The strikeouts per nine back then was, I believe it was like 5.8 Ks per nine. Well, that now in 2016 is close to 9.
Yeah, it is.
People are striking out at just a ridiculous rate. What do you think the cause of it is? Because I think the cause of it is obviously people don't have a 2-strike approach anymore.
There's no 2-strike approach. I agree with that.
Everybody thinks strikeouts are okay. It's okay. You sacrifice power for strikeouts, and that just makes absolutely no sense to me. Because what benefit do you get from a strikeout?
Yeah,
nothing can happen from a strikeout.
Nothing.
Sure, you might draw an 8-pitch at bat, but if you strike out, what does it really mean? At least if I hit a 4-foot nubber, at least the guy might be able to throw it away. And I could just run around the base.
Give yourself a chance, sure. I think there's two things. that have led to this.
It's just like with the innings thing for pitchers. No. Just no. How does that make sense? Like
it doesn't. It doesn't. I agree with you. But I think there's two reasons here. One is the absolute rush to get kids up to the minor league, up to the majors. It feels like younger players are coming into the league more than ever before. It just seems like it used to be. What's that?
They want to make an impact.
They want to make an impact. It used to be. It was very, and I'm talking in the last 5 to 6 years. Because when Starlin Castro came up for the Cubs, he was like the 3rd youngest player to ever debut, something like that. And now we're seeing these guys: Byron Buxton, Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. all of these kids who are younger and younger and younger, we're seeing them all the time. And I think that's part of it. Learning curves, they're giving these kids time to take their lumps in the major leagues, which is something that we have not seen in the past. The other thing is everybody throws 100 miles an hour. Fuck, man. It's unbelievable. Everybody's a flamethrower. Everybody throws 100 miles an hour. Pitching, we are seeing pitching like we've never seen before. I mean, there's been times in history, of course, where there's been 2 or 3 guys who have been better than anybody that we've seen currently in the major leagues, with the exception of Jake Arrieta, he's putting up historic numbers. But the amount of pitching that is in Major League Baseball right now, it's unfucking precedented, and it's so impressive. It's so much fun to watch. I'm enjoying watching pitching. Chicks might dig the log ball, but the copious fat man loves seeing these kids throw 106 miles an hour until their shoulders fall off.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
What do you think the reason is?
Well, like I said, people don't have. On top of that, you made a good point there. You know, people throwing 100, and it's hard enough to hit an 80-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
I mean, it really doesn't matter how hard you throw it if you can locate. I mean, look at Bartolo Colon. He's 58 years old, and he's throwing an 85-mile-an-hour fast. He throws nothing but 85-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah.
But he locates it so well that it's for some reason people can't hit it. And then you add 15 miles an hour to that, to guys who can actually control it like that. Guys like Syndergaard and Chapman, who throws 194.
Oh.
It's just, you have no chance. Just like with Arrieta, just go up and set your bat down because you're not hitting it.
You know what else it could be?
It.
There's another thing I'm thinking about here. Now that I'm just sitting here thinking, my mind is starting to go. Well, of course, we've heard all the things about advanced stats and analytics and all of this. If there's anywhere that you would think there'd be a benefit, it would be scouting reports in baseball, which have been a big thing, right? But if pitchers are studying, there's more information that is available to them, and they're understanding, and like the Arrieta situation, just getting moved to the opposite side of the rubber, things like that. There's adjustments that are being made that necessarily weren't being picked up. There's this influx of information, these stats that are constantly being thrown. That might have something to do with it. Because they're finding it on the pitching side, but not necessarily on the hitting, because there might not be a metric that helps hitters as much as it helps pitchers. That could be.
That's very true. It's a game of inches, centimeters. I mean, you go up there, just that much could be the difference between a little lazy fly ball and you circling the pillows.
Yeah.
Or touching a ball.
That's right. That's right. Let's open up the phone lines now. Anybody wants to call in, ask about your team or any storyline in baseball, go ahead and call in now on Skype. David Vancura, DavidVancura.
If you're calling about the Braves, you're just going to get get thrown over the top rope.
Yeah, silence, man. You're going to get ejected from the ball game. How about that? Or use the number 702-751-2902. If no phone calls, we'll jump up out of here because I can go catch the rest of the Cubs game. And you guys can go catch Tommy C, who's live right now, I believe.
For Sharks and Preds tonight, I believe.
Yes. No, for the Pittsburgh game, I thought.
I'm an idiot, yeah. I forgot they played.
Why would he go on for Sharks and Preds?
Because, like I said, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he's going to be live for Pittsburgh.
I don't know why, because the Caps are dead.
The Caps are probably dead. They're going to win this game, though. Dead. They're going to win this game.
Well, yeah, if Oshie gets another hat trick.
We'll see. We do got a phone call. It's Patrick Glenn. We got to deal with a Phillies question more than likely. Patrick Glenn, you're live on Touch 'Em All. What you got, buddy? Patrick Glenn, you're live on Touch 'Em All. What you got?
Not much, man. We haven't seen pitching this good since the 60s.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think there's been error. I mean, that's a little bit disrespectful to Pedro Martinez.
I think Clayton Kershaw might have something to say
Clayton Kershaw, Randy Johnson, the Atlanta Braves of the 90s might disagree with you.
Well, I'm saying, like, the numbers that Arrieta's putting up is kind of like Bob Gibson.
Oh, it's historic. It's Sandy Koufax. You know, it's historic what he's doing. There's no question.
And I think Gibson's ERA in 1968 was 1.02.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sick what he's doing. It really is. And it's not just him. Kershaw's rounding in the Kershaw form again. He had a nasty game last night, or today, I think.
Just go up and set your bat down.
Just set your bat down. Just set your bat down and walk away. It's okay. Nobody will think less of you. It's fine. It's fine.
Exactly.
What else you got for us, Glenn?
You guys did hit some good points with the Phillies. They're not hitting. Our corner outfielders suck. I mean, you're not going to hit with guys that are going to hit 220, but they've got the pieces sitting in the minors that they may bring up within the next few years. But the only couple of guys that are going to possibly make the All-Star team is Herrera and Franco.
A little early to be talking All-Star game, but I appreciate your moxie.
You guys are marching out a competitive team.
Yes.
Not like
more than competitive. You're over 500. You're over 500 in a very tough division.
And we are playing the Marlins this weekend, and that was in Miami. So he hit Stanton hit a 475-foot shot in Miami.
You know what the impressive thing about Stanton? It's his home runs. He hits them on laser beams, man. It's just this guy.
I would go all out for a home run ball. Nope.
I'm not getting in front of it. It might go through me.
No.
The thing with Stanton is he's playing with a bad team in a pitcher's ballpark. Imagine if he was played 81 games in a hitter's park.
Yeah.
Where he's going to put those balls.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. But here's the thing: Miami is actually they're ahead of you right now in the East. They're 16-12. Miami's not a terrible team. Like I said, there's only one bad team in that entire division, and that's Atlanta. Everybody else, and that's the thing. The scariest part. This is like the Central last year.
But with Bonds over there, and you already got D. Gordon getting hit with stuff. I mean, it's a pretty good possibility that they'll be marching out quite a different team come September.
Very, very true. But the fact that there's this many teams that are over 15 wins already, and they play each other a lot, it's impressive to me.
Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
We're 4-2 against the Nats this year, which is surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we played the Nats, we swept them.
There you go. Lynn, you got anything else before I get you out of here?
No, that's it. I'm getting ready to actually watch the ball game. So.
All right, man. Have a good night, buddy. Thanks for calling in.
You too.
Always nice to hear from Patrick Glenn.
Nice, very nice.
That's always good. He's a good guy. Patrick Glenn. He's got terrible taste in sports teams, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He's a good fucking guy. So I think we've just about hit on everything. I think we've got everything just about good. I'm going to go catch the rest of the Cubs and Nationals. Congratulations on the Blues going up 3-2 in their series.
Still got to win one more.
Still got to win one more. And a really nice win by the Cardinals tonight. And as always, fuck the White Sox. That's all I have. You have anything else before we get out of here?
Well, that's pretty much it.
All right. Wrapped it up. Put a nice bow on it. Another episode of Touch 'Em All live in the books. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check out everything that's going on in the community, starting with my man right here, Jeff Huffman, at GrandSlam87 on Twitter, GrandSlam87 on YouTube. You just go find him, GrandSlam87. Super easy. He's got a YouTube channel. He does great videos. He's going to have more time now because, once again, school's over. School's out. Faux Huffman. So that's good stuff.
God.
Yeah, I know. That was awful. My good buddy over at XLT Live Podcast, Too Tall, he's doing his thing. He's going up the ass of YouTube right now. Go check him out. Of course, if you're just here for the baseball, I also do wrestling and other sports, so make sure you check me out throughout the week as well. And of course, right now live, if you go over at Shot from the Point, Tommy C is doing a live reaction to the NHL playoffs, and he'll be watching Pittsburgh and Washington live. So make sure you go check him out and hang out with him and say the copious fat man sent ya. As always, Huffman, thank you very much for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Your knowledge is impressive, and I bow to your baseball superiority as always. So thank you very much for making my show better, man, for making our show better. I'm not gonna say wind beneath my wings, but you're the peanuts to my Cracker Jack. How about that?
There you go.
I don't care if I ever go back. Your dad's in the chat again. He says,
Yes, he
nice
is.
job. Thanks, Dad. I like your dad. He's a good guy. All right. Thank you guys very much for joining us right here on Dead on Dave Productions and Touch 'em All. We'll see you next time. I'll be live sometime either tomorrow or Monday for Monday Night Raw. I'll probably do something tomorrow. Who knows? It's Mother's Day, so maybe not. I got to pamper my wife, so who knows? Thank you guys very much. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, if you don't have talent, fuck it, have a Huffman. We'll see you next time. Keep it copious. Peace.